welcome back to another episode of Leafy Living. I'm very excited for today's video because it is finally spring here in Canada, and that means it's time to do some work on our plants that we haven't been able to do during the winter and get them ready for the growing season. Today, we're going to work on this beauty. This is a Maranta, also better known as a prayer plant. And this is one of my favorite plants that I have. It's beautiful, the leaves are gorgeous, but it has been in this same pot for 3 years since I moved into the dorms, and it really needs some help. It started out as a couple of leaves, and now it's just grown so fast, and it's really time that we make this look a little bit better, so we're going to propagate it today. I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to propagate these in water, and hopefully we'll be able to make this baby look a little bit better. Okay, let's get started.
Rolling.
Okay, so what you're going to need for this project is a pair of scissors. Make sure you disinfect them first. And you're also going to need a jar or container of water to put your cuttings in. Okay, so how do we know where to cut our plant? It's kind of scary to cut up a plant that you love, but these actually are pretty easy to tell where to cut them.
Go for it.
So you're going to want to look for nodes. Nodes are where your roots are going to come out, and they're pretty easy to find on Marantas by looking for little bumps. So you can see right here is a bump, and you can tell because it goes stem, and then bump, and then more stem. You can also see one here, there's one here, and these are really easy to see as well because you can almost see where the little roots are going to come out. All these little spots on here are where the roots are going to grow from. So these are what we're going to want to cut off and put into the water. So let's try starting from the bottom. Let's find our first node. Here's our bundle of leaves, and here's a node right here. But I think we're also going to include this leaf on that bundle, so we're going to include this one. And we're just going to make a chop right here. Okay, here's our first cutting. And then what we want to do is just stick our cutting directly into the water and wait for it to root. Okay, let's do some more. Let's take our next bundle. Here's a node right here. Here's a node right here. I'm going to keep this leaf on here because it's a single leaf. So we're going to cut right here. There we go. And here's our second cutting, and we're going to stick that right in there. Okay. Now we've got 2 more leaves here. So we're going to do those 2 and stick those into the water. Whoop. Maybe. There we go. This is really exciting. It's getting a little haircut. Looks so much better already. Okay, here's another one. And these 2, okay, so this one has its own node right here. This one has its own node right here. And this one has its own node right here. Because they're so far apart, for me personally, I think I'm just going to do each one separately. Okay, and if you find any leaves that look like this isn't what we want, we can just take that right off. So we'll get rid of that. Okay, we're looking good. Now I've got a strange little root that grew out of here and started its own node, so I'm going to take that off too and stick that in the water. There we go. The thing about Marantas is that they take a really long time to grow roots. I've heard that it could take up to 4 months, so you can't really expect these to go quickly. I'm just trying to decide where I want this one. I think I'm going to take this part off first. There's that one. Okay. So it's going to be a while before we see any results. I started another set of Marantas. This had an extra stem, and I already started propagating those. and I'll show you what they look like. They haven't changed much, but it's only been about three weeks to a month, and so there hasn't been a lot of change, but I think they'll get there. I'm just gonna see. I think we're gonna take right here. Okay, we'll put these ones. And you don't have to put all of your cuttings in the same jar like I am. I might separate these out later, but for now, you can just stick your cuttings in the same jar. Okay, we're gonna take this one, stick that in there. Oh, it looks so good. See here, how do we want to finish it off? I think we'll do a snip here for these two, and then we've only got one more leaf, so we'll take it at this node. Okay, and now I'll pull this stem out later. Finish up on this side. I'm gonna take it here, and I'm gonna take it right there. Whoop, and that's connected. There we go. Okay. And that basically finishes off our propagating. So now we wait and we hope that they grow some roots. And here's the one that I had from before that I already started. You can see I've got a bunch in here. And I think there's one that's grown some roots. It's really hard to tell. Just see if I can find it so I can show you. Well, there's not a lot of change on these, but I'll pull them out anyway, and you can kind of see. There's the root on this side. See that little root right on this stem? Nice. Okay, so that's where we're at with those. And it could take probably up to 4 months, could be more. If anyone has propagated these before and has a better time estimation of how long these take, please leave them in the comments. That would be so helpful for me. And then I can let you guys know on Instagram how it's going. If you're not already following me on Instagram, please do. I'm probably going to do a giveaway of some of these cuttings once they've rooted, because I do not need all of them. So make sure to go follow me on there, Leafy Living 27. And thanks for